So Ethan Winters is what Capcom calls a blank slate character. Well, that's out the window now, but still, a lot of people still don't know what Ethan looks like. So here's the problem with that. So blank slate characters are meant to make you feel more like the character, but if you look at some old reviews of Resident Evil Village, you'll see that most are about the story, but a lot of them are also talking about how hard Capcom tries to hide Ethan's face. So much it's just annoying. Now, it's not just that they don't show it. They actively put reflective surfaces just to put a cloth over a mirror. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Resident Evil 8, but it's a lot more annoying how much they push putting cloths over anything that could hold Ethan's face, or like just have it not work. But I've played Resident Evil 8 third person, I know, so cool. I bought Gold Edition because it was on sale, so it was cheaper than full. And that third person, I've seen Ethan's face like 2 times. Here's a photo of one of the times. I only got it once. So they push it, and then you can still see it, even like just in the game. Now, Master Chief is another example of whose face they don't show at first, but they don't cover mirrors because there are no mirrors, and he's wearing a helmet, so it makes sense he's not just going to take it off. But Ethan Winters has no reason to show his face other than Capcom just doesn't want you to see it. So that's another problem with Ethan Winters. Another problem with Ethan is, so we didn't get his heart ripped out and survive, but they can't show you his face, because, well, okay, I'm going back to that. But the point is, a lot of people get taken out of the immersion when you can just survive, like, anything, or like how on Village of Shadows, you almost get as many autosaves on hardcore, making boss fights a lot easier than, say, in Resident Evil 4, where there was barely any autosaves, which encouraged the player to save more, making more places without a save stressful. Therefore, you have more fun playing the game because there's a more intense playthrough if you want to do that, which you probably do if you're playing on the hardest difficulty. But Ethan is mold, so canonly he beats the hardest difficulty with just a starting pistol, which no one is really doing, even though I've seen challenge videos of people doing that. But another thing about Ethan apparently just being invincible, blocking. So blocking, say there's a nuclear bomb, like what Mother Miranda makes. Just raise your hand and it's a scratch. An enemy that can bite your bones clean off without even trying, just put your hands up and it's a tiny bug bite. Or getting hit by a huge hammer without blocking, just give them like 10 seconds. So, yeah, Ethan Winters is basically invincible, which can take out a lot of realism of the game, because I guess you're not really looking for, like, realism in that game, but still, it takes you out of the immersion when they try to be immersive, and when they don't, it also takes them out of the immersion. But, I'm hating on Ethan too much, so it's time for a fun fact about Ethan Winters. So Ethan's character was modeled after Yaya Cham-Chi. But back to the hate. So Mia Winters is gone for 3 years, and Ethan goes to fire in Louisiana. Okay, editor's note. Why did I say fire in Louisiana? Anyway, continue. Like, not to be that guy, Ethan, but 3 years? I think it's time you move on. Well, I think I'm getting a little too mad, so I think it's time to play one of my favorite games that's not a Resident Evil game. Well, I'll see you in the next one where I talk about... Well, yeah. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to check it out for... And just to double check that you heard what we're doing in the next video, you have to check in, just so you can see. But anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.